friend. Welcome to Yoga Gems. I'm Gemma. Today's practice will be about 50 minutes in length, and we'll work on some strength through the core as we start laying down on the mat. We'll do some seated stretches, and we'll end with a flowing sun salutation flow that will test your strength and balance. This practice is specifically for someone who has experienced an arm or shoulder injury. As with any practice, please be mindful of any injury that you have and feel free to modify the poses as you see fit in your practice. Know that there are lots of different options for your arms in this practice. If we're raising and lowering our arms, you always have the option to come out to cactus arms, to keep your hands at heart center, or even hands down at your hips. Please listen to your body, and if you have more questions about what you should or shouldn't do in your yoga practice, please consult your physician. Okay, so find a comfy seat on your mat or your dedicated space where you will be doing your practice. Props you might want to have handy are a blanket or a rolled up towel. You can have that to sit on and maybe to use as a kneeling pad under the knees or under your legs or elsewhere during Shavasana. And if you have some yoga blocks, have those up at the front edge of your mat. If you don't have yoga blocks, no problem. You don't have to use anything at all, or you can use some stacked books or boxes or anything that you have laying around in your house. Okay, let's get started on our backs. Make your way down to your back, maybe bringing your hands behind your thighs and gently rolling down all the way to your back. And let's keep the knees hugged into the chest and rock a little bit side to side. Massaging the low back, maybe making some circles with the knees in one direction and then the other. And then let's leave the right knee into our chest. We can hold on behind the thigh, and you can either leave the left leg bent with the foot on the floor, or you can extend the leg all the way down flat. And if you extend it, maybe try flexing the foot, pressing the heel down into the earth. Let's take that right foot and circle it in one direction and in the opposite direction. Good. Now take that foot all the way up to the ceiling, and let's point the foot and flex. Point and flex, and one more time, point and flex. Good. Now you can take the hands behind the leg, or if you're taking care of one arm, just use one arm and bring the other one to rest down on the mat. And alternatively, you can do this with no hands, just the leg. All right. So take a big inhale here. We're really loose behind the leg. And as you exhale, draw the belly into the spine and just bring the leg a little bit closer. It doesn't have to move very much. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, loosen up your grip. Exhale, bring it in. Now as you bring it in, tighten up the left glute and press the left heel or foot down into the floor. Inhale, release. Exhale, bring it in, belly into the spine, low back pressing into the mat. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Hug that knee into your chest one more time, rock it a little side to side, and then let's switch sides. So bring the left knee up and then extend that right leg out, either leaving it bent or extending it all the way down and flexing the foot. Remember, we're pressing the heel down into the mat. And let's roll out the left ankle and roll it the other way. And then take that left foot all the way up to the ceiling. Hold loosely behind the left thigh. Let's point the toes and flex. Point and flex. And one more time, point and flex. Good. So nice light grip here. Take a big inhale, loose. Exhale, bring it a little bit closer. It might just move an inch or two just until you feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, the back of that left foot. Notice we're keeping both feet flexed. Inhale, loose. Exhale, bring it in. Press down through the right heel and tighten up the right glute. Inhale, loose. Exhale, bring it in. Maybe do it with no hands. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bend that knee one more time. Rock it a little bit side to side. And then bring the right knee up as well. Both knees up into the chest. Good. Rock a little side to side. And then bring both knees up to 90 degrees, just like you're sitting in a chair. Arms can be out to a T. They can be folded up into cactus arms, whatever feels best for your arms. Good. So we're going to rotate the feet down. We're just hinging from the hips. So take a peek at your screen here. We're going to lower and come back up where we started. So we're not bending and dipping the toes down. We're going to keep that 90-degree bend in the legs, and we'll lower it. Let's start halfway and bring it back up. As you go down, lower, feel the low back press into the mat, come back up, belly draws into spine, lower and up. That's 3. Lower and bring it up. Let's do 4 more. Inhale and exhale. Lower and lift. 2 more. You might feel some shaking. Bring it in. That's okay. We're working hard. This is our last one. Bring it up. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a breath. Rock a little side to side. So we're going to add on to that, change it up just a little bit. Let's bring the legs all the way up to the ceiling. We're going to flex the feet just up at 90 degrees here. Again, arms can be where it's comfortable. You can have them tucked behind your head, out at cactus, out at a T, or even holding on to the edges of your mat. Whatever feels best for you. As we inhale next, let's keep the left leg where it's at, but lower the right leg. Good. And as you exhale, bring it back up to center. Other side, lower the left. Exhale, bring it up to center. Inhale, right and center. Inhale, left and center. Let's do 4 more. Lower and lift. Inhale and exhale. Back to the right side. Lowering. Squeeze it up. Last one. Lower and lift. We're going to go right into another variation. This is an option. You can stay with what we just did, or you can add some arms. So bring the arms up back behind you. They can be straight, they can be bent. As we inhale, lower the right leg, just like we did last time. But as we exhale, we're going to reach up with the arms toward the toes and lift up the head and shoulders as well. A little bit more work for the core. Inhale, lower the left leg and both arms. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, right. We're lowering the head and shoulders as well. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower left. Exhale, press down that low back. We're going to do 4 more. Inhale, right. Exhale, up. Left. We can do it. Building some warmth and some strength. Inhale, right. Bring it up. Last one. Inhale, left. And bring it back up. Good. Lower the head and shoulders. Hug those knees in. Rock a little bit side to side. Whew. Good. Getting stronger every day. Hands come behind the knees. Bring up the head and shoulders. Curl yourself into a little ball. And we'll begin to rock and roll, keeping the spine rounded. Take about 3 rolls and come all the way up to seated. Good. We're going to do just a little bit more work for the core. So give yourself enough room on your mat. And sit up nice and tall. Imagine I've come right behind your low back and just lifted you up. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, walk those toes back. And let's take up one foot and then the other, coming right into boat pose. Lots of core work right here at the beginning, just to get you warm. So you can keep the hands right where they're at, or you can take them out alongside the legs. Alternatively, you can bring the toes down when you need to rest, or bring the hands down. Good, so I'll demo with hands down. We're still holding. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Dock your boat. Wrap your arms around your legs and tuck your chin. Big breath in. Let it all go. So let's find another variation for our boat pose. And remember that you can practice any of these yoga moves anytime. They don't have to be within the parameter of this class. Anytime that you have time to work on them is great too. All right, so sit up nice and tall again, shoulders soften down, and let's walk the toes back until we're balancing on those sitting bones. And bring up the legs. Good. Remember, hands can stay right here or they can reach alongside. Let's keep sight of our toes though. Inhale, let's make a big long canoe. So lower halfway. And exhale, bring it back up to center. That's a big move. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it in. Lower. And in. One more. Lower. And in. Dock your boat. Wrap those arms, tuck the chin. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Last boat sequence here, starting again, hands behind the knees, lifting up through the low back, opening up through the heart, walking the toes back. This is a great option if you want to keep toes down if you're tired now, but you can also bring the toes up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, row it to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands come down to the left. Inhale, up and right. Up and left. Here we go. Up and right. Up and left. Sit tall, up and right. Last one, up and left. Lift up. Woo! Dock that boat. I'm tired. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lift up. Breathe in. Exhale, round. Let it go. Good. Find an easy, comfortable seated position. Could be cross-legged. If you have a blanket nearby, always feel free to grab that to elevate the hips. That just allows the hips to come down, the knees to come down a little bit. Good. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. And 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's pause right here, pressing the thumbs in at the center of the chest and nod the chin down. Take a moment here, breathing deep. Drawing those inhales down to the belly, feeling that heart expand, the rib cage expand. Making those exhales nice and long. And I always like to start my classes with a moment of gratitude, which I know can sound maybe a little corny or a little cheesy, but I truly believe that if we find reasons to be grateful every day, that it will only increase our happiness and joy in life. So if you've never tried this before, just take a moment. Think of 1, 2, 3 things that you are grateful for today. Maybe grateful for in this moment. Good. And then feel free to flutter the eyes open if they're closed, or to leave them closed if you like. But sit up nice and tall, bring the chin level to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then let's take the right hand down to the floor. Inhale, lift up with the left and take a side bend. Soften that right elbow. Now, if you're taking care of your right arm, don't worry. You don't need to put any pressure on this arm that's on the floor. You can really press down through the hips to keep you anchored on your mat or on your props. And just focus on this left side, opening up space between the ribs and really reaching out through those fingers. Maybe soften that top shoulder down away from the ear. All right, let's come all the way up to the top. Exhale, bring your hands to your hearts. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Same thing applies to the other side. Left hand comes down, no pressure there. Lift up with the right, side bend. Press down through those hips and open up through the right side of the rib cage. Your gaze can be wherever it's comfortable. So whether that's straight ahead or looking down at the floor or even up toward the ceiling. Keep reaching through those fingertips. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up to the center. And exhale, bring your hands to your hearts. Let's come into some twists. Inhale, reach up. We're going to rotate to the right first. Rotating from the belly button, right fingertips come to the floor behind you. Left fingertips can come right in the center in the front, or maybe over to the right knee. Sit up tall and roll the shoulders back, keeping the shoulders right over the hips so we're not leaning to one side. And then take your gaze to wherever it's comfortable, whether it's looking out to the right side or taking your gaze a little farther back, maybe even past that right shoulder. Inhale, bring both arms up through center. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll twist to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Nice and tall from the belly button, fingertips behind. Right hand comes over to the left knee. And we roll the shoulders back, helping to undo all that hunching we do over desks, over phones, behind steering wheels. Nice and tall, reaching all the way out through the crown of the head. And take the gaze to a comfortable twist. Inhale, bring both arms up through center. And exhale, hands come to your heart. Nice job. Let's extend the right leg out in front. Good. So now, if it's comfortable staying on your blanket, if you have one, you can stay right there. This gives you a little bit more room. And if you prefer the stretch without it, feel free to move it aside. So always listen to your body and modify any poses with props or otherwise that feels good to you. All right, so our left leg's gonna remain bent here. We might keep a little bend in the right or in that left knee. I said right leg forward, right? All right, just go with it. I know, sometimes I'm mirroring you, sometimes I'm not. Okay, let's inhale, reach all the way up. On our exhale, we're gonna stop about 1/3 of the way down. We're looking for length through the low back. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, let's go 2/3 of the way down. So when I say 2/3 of the way down, that's within your range of motion. So it may be a big move, it might be just a small, tiny move. Inhale all the way up. This time we're gonna come all the way down to your end range of motion. Let's lower down and bring your hands down to the floor, or you can hold onto your ankle or even the sides of your foot. Good. So we're gonna keep our chin lifted though, and our heart lifted. We're reaching our nose out for our big toe. We're reaching our chin out toward our shin. We're still looking for that length in our low back. Big inhale here and lift up a little bit. And as you exhale, lower a little bit farther. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then we're going to switch sides. So whichever leg you started out with, we're going to do the opposite. Whether it's the right or left, sometimes We yoga teachers, we forget our left and our right. Good. So left foot is extended. You can just see my toes there. Keep that foot nice and flexed. Inhale, reach all the way up. We're coming down 1/3, lower 1/3. So you might find that this is enough for today, or you might find that you need to place a little bend in that left knee. Inhale, come all the way up. You can always grab your blanket for a little support and place it underneath the knee. Let's come down 2/3 of the way. Still reaching the heart forward. Good. Inhale all the way up. And this time we're going to come down all the way. Reaching the heart forward, lowering the hands down. Reach the nose out for the toes. Reach the chin out toward your shin. Inhale, lift up a little bit. And exhale, soften down. We'll do that 2 more times. This isn't our biggest stretch. We're just sort of warming up the hamstrings. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, lower down. Both arms sweep all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, hands come to your heart. Nice job. All right, so set aside any props. We're going to make our way up to a kneeling position, and we're going to bring the right knee forward. So take care of whatever injury you have and come all the way up to kneeling, and we're looking for a right angle here. So knee over that ankle, and let's bring our hands to our hips here. We might keep the back foot flat, but always know that you can have the toes curled under. All right, so let's lift up the front part of the hip bones as we tighten up that left glute, pressing down through the back shin. That gives us a little bit bigger stretch here in the front of the hip. So lots of options with the arms. You can keep the hands down. Hands can come to heart center. Cactus arms or goalposts, or lift the arms all the way up. But let's take 3 deep breaths right here. Good. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out those worries. Focusing on the breath. We stay in the present moment. And then bring your hands down toward the mat. We might need to shimmy the right foot forward. We're going to lift the toes and we're going to leave a little bend in the front knee. This is similar to the stretch we just did while seated. We're going to lift up halfway, reach the heart forward, nose for big toe, chin for shin, and then we'll soften and lower to our range of motion. Maybe close your eyes here and just feel the sensation. What do you feel in the back of that right leg? Does it feel good? Does it feel like you're working? Is it too much? If it's too much, modify it. 1 more breath here. And then we'll place those toes down and come all the way back up, hands to your hips. We're going to switch sides. So take the right knee back, bring that left knee forward any way you want to get there. And hands to your hips. Let's hike up the front edge of the pelvis, tucking the tailbone, tightening up the right glute, and pressing down through that back shin. Take your arms to where is comfortable for you. Big breath in. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Staying in the present moment. Letting it all go. And then begin to straighten that front leg. As the hands come down, you might need to shimmy that foot forward. Lift up the toes and reach the heart forward. Lift up halfway. You can always use blocks here underneath the hands, soup cans, stacks of books, boxes, whatever you've got on hand. And then soften down. Closing the eyes, feeling into the sensation. Remember, we're not hyperextending that left leg. We're leaving a little bend in it so we can really get in to the center of that hamstring. 1 more breath. Exhale. Bring those toes down. We're going to curl the back toes under and lift the knee and step it all the way forward, finding a forward fold. If you're taking care of your low back, try separating your feet at least hip distance apart. And let's soften the knees, bringing your belly down toward your thighs. Give your head a little shake. Give it a little nod. And if it feels comfortable to you, you might hold on to opposite elbows and sway a little side to side. Lifting those hips up high, but keeping your head low down around your knees. Good. Let's release the hands back down to the floor. Inhale, slide up halfway, bringing your arms to your legs and lengthening out your spine. So we're bringing the belly in so we protect our low back, keeping it strong. Exhale, slide back down, soft knees. One more time like that. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice and long, shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. And then press into the feet as you reach the arms wide. Come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Nice job. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands come down through the heart center, finding that forward fold. Lift up halfway and exhale down to fold. Reach wide as you press down through the feet all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do one more of those half sun salutations. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. And exhale down to fold. Reverse that swan dive. Reach and rise. Hands come down to your heart. We're going to add on to that. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. Exhale down to fold. Bend your knees and plant your hands. Light touch here with the hands. We're going to step back with the right foot. Wiggle it back there until your front knee is over your ankle. If that's uncomfortable to reach, I recommend bringing blocks underneath the hands. We're going to drop the back knee. You can flatten the foot or leave it curled under. Add your arms wherever is comfortable, coming back into that low lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come down to blocks or the floor. Find the hamstring stretch. We're going to flow here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, flow it back. 2 more times. Inhale. Maybe using the blocks. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Rock it back forward. Curl your back toes under. Lift the back knee and step it forward. Half lift. And then come into forward fold. Reach and rise as you come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come to your heart. How are we doing? Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down through center, forward fold. Slide up halfway, nice and long. And exhale back down to fold. Bend your knees. We're going to step back with the left foot. Wiggle it back there. Lower the hips, bring the gaze forward a little bit. Good. Drop the back knee. Release the toes. Inhale all the way up. And right into that hamstring stretch. Exhale. Reach back. Inhale. Lunge. Exhale. Hamstring stretch. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, shift back. Reach forward with the nose. Inhale up. And exhale back. Good. Bring the front foot down. We're going to curl the back toes under and lift the knee. Step it forward into fold. Give that head a little shake. Reverse that swan dive all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring your hands right down to your heart. Let's add on to that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. And exhale back down to fold. Bend your knees and step back with that right foot. Wiggle it back. This time we're going to keep the knee lifted, crawl the hands up the front thigh, and find a high lunge. Remembering hands can be here at hips, cactus arms, or all the way up. Good. Inhale, let's bend the back knee and hover. Exhale, straighten, reach through the heel. 3 more times. Inhale, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. 1 more time. Bend and straighten. Bring your hands down around your front foot and step the back foot forward, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reach and rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. And exhale, back to fold. Bend the knees and step back with the left foot this time. We're coming up to that high lunge, so any way you want to get there, taking your arm options, remembering we're tightening up that left glute. Inhale, bend the back knee. Exhale, straighten and reach. Stay nice and low. Inhale and exhale. Let's bend and straighten. 1 more. Bend and straighten. Those arms come down around the front foot. Step the back foot forward, half lift, and relax down into forward fold. Let's take a deep breath here. Exhale, let it all go. Let the head hang heavy, thinking of any worries or thoughts that are running through your mind right now. Imagine that the top of your head hinges open and just give the head a little shake. And watch all those thoughts and stresses just spill out onto the floor. And know you can pick them up if you want to after class, but that you don't need them right now. Another breath in and release. Press into the feet, reach all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. Exhale, back to fold. We're going to step back with the right foot, high lunge. Find your alignment. Work your way all the way up. This time we might lift our hands up toward the ceiling. Good. Now take a look out about 5 to 10 feet out in front of you and find a spot to focus on the floor. Good. Take your arms back to airplane arms, or they can alternatively be at the hips. We're going to come into a balance pose, warrior 3. So we're going to begin to lean forward. We're going to bring the weight over into the left leg. Slide that right foot in, maybe tap the toe down. Belly in here, leading with the heart. Teeter-totter your way down, lifting up that right leg. Holding right here, reaching back through those fingertips. Good. Now bend the front knee and softly land back into a lunge. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale brings us right back into warrior 3. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, warrior 3. And 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale, warrior 3. Let's lower back into our lunge and bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Step the back foot forward, half lift, and forward fold. Reach and rise all the way up to standing. And exhale brings your hands right to your heart. Inhale, rise up. Right back down, forward fold. You're doing great. Inhale, reach up halfway. Exhale, fold. Building all that strength. Step back with the left foot, high lunge. Maybe taking those arms up to cactus or all the way up above you. Find that spot to focus on about 5-10 feet out in front of you. Take your arms back to cactus, or not cactus, airplane arms, like a superhero here. Begin to lean forward as you bring the weight up to the right foot. And then slide that left leg forward. We're going to straighten that right leg as we tip forward. Good. Breathing here. Belly in nice and strong. Reach the fingers. Reach those left toes. Soften back down, landing in your high lunge. Inhale here. Exhale. Find that warrior three. It's okay if the ankle wobbles a little bit. Press down through the big toe. Inhale back into lunge. Exhale, warrior three. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, find your balance. And if you fall out of it, come right back in. Soften that right knee, high lunge. Whew. And bring the hands down. Step the back foot forward into fold. Good job. Reverse that swan dive all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here, inhaling. Let it go. We're going to go through one more sequence. Inhale, rise up. And forward fold. Lift up halfway. Exhale, back down to fold. Bend the knees and step back with the right foot. Wiggle it back like you would with the lunge, but this time drop the back knee. We're going to come all the way up into warrior two. Tighten up the back glute so we keep the hips level and reach all the way out through those fingertips. Watch your front knee. Make sure it doesn't cave into the center of your mat. Bring the knee over the toes or heel toe the toes underneath the knee, keeping it in line. Flip your front palm over and let's reverse this warrior, taking that left arm up. The right arm can slide down the back leg and then bring it back to center. Reach forward and find side angle pose, bringing that left elbow down and the right arm up and over. Reaching in a long line all the way from that back heel, all the way out through the right fingertips. We're going to flow between reverse warrior and side angle here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, cartwheel it forward. Let's do two more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, side angle. Working on our obliques. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Good. Bring it all the way back up to warrior two. Straighten both legs, turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. And let's take the heels in closer than the toes. Bring the arms up, 5-pointed star. As you exhale, sit down into goddess pose. Good, so find those cactus arms. Bring the belly in, nice and strong here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Turn your feet parallel again. And as we inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands come down through the center. We're going to find forward fold. Hello. So let the head hang heavy. Maybe walk those hands back between the feet. Maybe rocking forward and back onto the toes and heels before you settle right there in the center. And then walk your hands forward so they're underneath your face. So not too much pressure here on the arms. Most of the weight is there in the legs. And bend your right knee. Keep the hips back. A little side lunge here. And come back over to the other side. Bending the left knee. Extending the right leg. Over to the right. And over to the left. And come back down to the center. Let the head hang heavy. Bring your hands to your hips. As you inhale, let's press into the feet and come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up above. Hands come down to your heart. Turn all 10 toes toward the front of the mat and take a big step forward all the way up to the top. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway and lengthen, and come back down to fold. Bend the knees and plant the hands. Step back with the left foot, wiggle it back there. Drop the heel, warrior two, cartwheeling all the way around and open. Remember, as we tighten up that back glute, it helps to anchor us to keep our shoulders right over the hips. Reach out through those fingertips, and again, be mindful of where your knee is in space. Flip your front palm and find reverse warrior, lifting that right arm all the way up, maybe toward the back of your room. Again, inviting space in on the side body. And come back through center. Slide your arm across that bar. Grab your cocktail. Bring your hand down or your elbow down to your knee. Take that left arm all the way up and over. Reaching out through those fingertips, one long line from the heel all the way through the fingers. Inhale brings you back to reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Notice the bottom half of your body stays exactly the same. Let's do 2 more. Bring it back. Bring it down. Last one, reverse. And side angle. And bring it all the way back to warrior two. Straighten your legs, turn all 10 toes toward the center or toward the long edge of your mat. Take your heels in a little bit closer than your toes and lift those arms up, 5-pointed star. As you exhale, goddess pose. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Bring it down, nice and low. 1 more time. And exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. And now turn your feet parallel. I like to even feel like my heels are maybe a little bit wider than my toes. Take it to your comfort level. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down, forward fold. Hands down to the mat or to some blocks. Give the head a little shake here. Rock a little forward and back on the feet. And then begin to bend the right knee. You might lift the head. Let's walk those hands forward until they're underneath the face. And switch sides. Bending through the left, lengthening through the right. 1 more time each side. Bend the right. Over to the other side. Bend the left. Keep reaching the hips back. And come right back to center, forward fold. Hands come up to your hips. Press into the feet, reach and rise. Hands reach all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Nice job. Turn all 10 toes toward the front of your mat and then take a giant step forward. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands come down to your heart. Let's come all the way down to seated. Any way that you want to get there, using any props to help you. So back on our mat and seated, let's find a butterfly pose by bringing the soles of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall, and let's lower 1/3 of the way down. Holding onto the feet or ankles, maybe opening the feet like the pages of a book. Softening through the hips. Notice if you're holding on anywhere. Let's inhale and come back up. Exhale, let's come down 2/3 of the way. We're still reaching our heart forward. We're reaching our nose forward out toward the front edge of our mats. Inhale all the way up. This is our last one. Let's exhale all the way down your end range, wherever that may be. First, reaching the nose forward, keeping the length in the low back. And then if you'd like to let your head hang heavy and let your back round, find a little stillness here. Notice where you can soften. You've done it. You've done all the work. And let's come all the way back up to seated. Take your hands to the outside of your knees and bring them all the way in. We're going to get ready to roll down onto our backs for the last portion of our class. If you'd like to put on socks or a sweatshirt or grab any props, please do that now, maybe a drink of water, and meet me all the way down. Knees into your chest, rocking a little side to side. And then bring the feet down to the mat. We're going to walk them in close, not touching the hips, but walked in nice and close. Knees are going to stay parallel. We'll come into a bridge pose. So again, arms can be wherever is comfortable for you, whether that's down alongside your hips or up in cactus arms or bent up and over your head or behind your head. Take the option that suits you. Good. Let's inhale, lift the hips up off of the mat. Squeeze the back side. Take a moment to settle in here. And take those outer upper arms and shimmy them underneath you just a little bit, if that feels okay. And if it doesn't, just leave the arms and the shoulders flat on the mat. So breathing here, imagining that the knees are reaching forward, stretching through the front of the hip, and strengthening the backside. Let's take 2 more breaths. And 1 more. If you have those shoulders shimmied underneath you, release them. Slowly lower down to the mat and walk your feet out just to the outer edges of your mat. Allow the knees to fall over to the right side. Maybe bring your arms out to a T here. And if it feels okay in your neck, turn your gaze to the opposite side from your knees. And then let's come up through center. And take the knees down to the left. Again, if you'd like to turn your head over to the right, feel free to do so. And bring your knees back up through the center. And we're ready for Shavasana. So feel free to grab any props. I like to take a blanket and place it right underneath my thighs, but you can certainly do this with no props. If it feels okay to extend the legs, you can extend them, and you're always invited to leave them bent if that feels better. Arms are wherever feels comfortable for you. Get settled on your mat. Take a moment to make any adjustments. Make yourself 10% more comfortable. And notice where your feet are touching the mat. And your legs. Work your way up to the hips. And feel those points where your back and your shoulders and the backs of your arms and hands may be touching the floor. Bring awareness up to your jaw and soften the jaw a little bit. Maybe open the mouth wide for just a moment, stretching it. Take the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. And feel that point where the back of your head touches the mat. Let all expression drop from your face. And enjoy the next minute or so in silence, not worrying about what you should be doing, but just taking this opportunity to be here in your body, to be present with your breath, to be that silent witness, that observer. And I'll leave you here. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. Namaste.